This is INCRadio, DCEM 954, the voice of truth, the official radio station of the Church of Christ or Iglesianicristo.
Live from the heart of Washington State,
where mountains meet the sea.
From vibrant city streets.
Sinabi selfie atop Seattle's Space Needle.
To quiet lakeside retreats.
Fish for salmon at the beach or skip rocks at Deception Pass.
Take a ferry across Puget Sound.
Welcome to Washington State, the land of wonder.
All right, good morning, good afternoon, and good evening to all members that are listening all around the world. We thank you for joining us for yet another edition of Ever-Growing Evergreen, Rooted Milestones. I'm your host for today, Brother Marlon Taduran from the local congregation of Puyallup, Washington. I know that's a hard city to say if you're visiting here in Washington. So if you see that that name come up on the map, it's pronounced Puyallup. So I don't know. I was watching a video recently and seeing a lot of people struggle with the city's name. So you'll be sure to impress your friends if you can say the city of Puyallup. But other than that, we have a very exciting topic to share with all of you today. On today's show, our topic will be the power of caring. All right, power, yes. What is it like to be in the field of healthcare? And what are the challenges? And how does it feel helping others? Stay tuned as we discuss that with our guest in our segment today. We will also have an update and news on the different activities that are going on in Washington State and here in our district. But without further ado, we'd like to introduce our guests for today. First, we have our handsome brother, Brother Mark. If you could please introduce yourself and tell us what local congregation you're from. And if you have any shout outs, now is your opportunity to do so.
Hi, everyone. I'm Brother Mark from the local congregation of Tacoma. It's nice to be here. I think I've been on a few INCRadio show episodes in the District of Washington State so far. But just shout out to everyone in the local congregation of Tacoma. It's a pleasure to be here and to help represent our brethren there in that local congregation.
A very big pleasure to have you here on the show with us today, Mr. Brother Mark. Mr. Brother Mark, I don't know. He has a very professional appearance and presence when I'm in the same vicinity as Brother Mark. So I get a little starstruck when I'm around him. He's a man of many talents, and we're very excited to have him here on the show today. We also have another familiar face with us, Sister Tia. If you could introduce yourself, please.
Hello, my name is Sister Tia Manalo from the local congregation of Everett, and I would like to shout out Brother Mark, of course, for joining us again. Thank you. I'm also starstruck. He always plays such amazing music for the district. But I'd also like to shout out, of course, my family and friends in the local congregation of Everett and all across Washington State, Georgia, Guam, everywhere. So yes, thank you everyone for tuning in.
Thank you so much, Sister Tia, for joining us today. We're very excited to talk about our topic, but we don't want to just hear from our guest today. We'd also love to hear from people viewing us from our YouTube channel in the chat. So if you could, we extend this question to each and every one of you. How have caregivers impacted your life? So if you've ever been taken care of by someone in the healthcare field, we would love to hear about your experiences and how they have made an impact on your life. So please share your stories in the chat, and we'll try to share most of them while we are doing our topic of discussion today. With that said, we already have people participating in the chat at the moment. So let's go ahead and read some of these comments that are coming in. Let's see, we have one. Greetings po from Bremerton. Hello po to Ka Ramil and Ka Relly po. Happy anniversary po, Ka Ella. Love you. And I can't read the name because it's like a abbreviated name, but we thank you for your comment today. We have one from Sister Annette Baldonado, hashtag Burian. Okay, so we got confirmation that first comment was from Brother Roger. Thank you, Brother Roger, for that comment. Now, this next one from Sister Annette, she says, hashtag Burian. Happy birthday, po, Sister Lorna, Ignacio, and Sister Virgie. Mariano of Federal Way. So lots of birthday cake emojis in that message too. So happy birthday. We have one from Sister Eloisa Gilmore from hashtag Everett. Hello, everyone from all time zones. Happy viewing and have a lovely weekend. Thank you so much, Sister Eloisa. And you might be wondering in the chat, why is everyone putting a hashtag with their local congregations' names? Well, we do have a challenge when we are broadcasting the show, our hashtag challenge, where the winner of our hashtag challenge is the local congregation that puts the most hashtags for their congregation in the chat during the duration of the program. And it's been a while since we've announced some of the winners, but we have the winners from last week's show. So let's go ahead and read those real quick before we go into our discussion. Coming in at number 3, it is none other than the local congregation of Burien. Congratulations, congregation of Burien. Now at number 2, it is the local congregation of Oak Harbor. All right, congratulations, Oak Harbor. And number 1, drum roll, please. Oh, yes, I love it when the sound effect comes in. Okay, our winner for the most hashtags for last week's show is the local congregation of Spokane. All right, so all the way on the other side of the state of Washington on the east side, yes, that's pronounced Spokane. I've heard it pronounced Spokane, Spokane. No, it's Spokane. So you can have like a nice fun game with all the different names of cities here in the state of Washington. They're very unique. It's a very beautiful place to visit, and we'd love to have you here in the beautiful state of Washington State. So congratulations once again to the local congregation of Spokane. And if you want your local congregation to be the winner of this week's hashtag challenge, please leave your hashtags in the chat while we are conducting the show. Okay, with that said, let's go ahead and go to our topic of discussion, which is the power of caring. I wish we had like a lightning bolt. Power of caring. All right. So we'll go right into our discussion. We'll start with our very own Brother Mark. So Brother Mark, we want to open up discussion by asking you, how did you get into the field of healthcare?
Yeah, that's a great question, Brother Marlon. So initially, when I was doing my undergrad, working on my bachelor's degree, I'd actually gone into school for chemistry because I did really well in chemistry in high school. I thought that would be a really cool topic to major in. So I ended up studying chemistry. I worked in a lab for a bit while working on my bachelor's. But I found that I didn't quite feel the sense of reward or fulfillment in that particular setting, just for me personally. I wanted something that would give me the opportunity to really interact directly with the people that I was benefiting with the work that I was doing. So in studying for my bachelor's in chemistry, I took an elective called medicinal chemistry, and that kind of transitioned into pharmacy because I thought, this is a science-focused field. It'll give me the opportunity to interact directly with everyone that I get to help. So that's kind of a quick summary of my story and how I transitioned to healthcare or got into healthcare in the first place.
I really like that. Like you were going into something first, and you felt like your heart wasn't completely into it, and I think that's a very important thing, especially for a lot of young teenagers making that transition into college. They might have their heart set on one field, and all of a sudden they're like, oh wow, this probably isn't what it wasn't what they were expecting, and it's never too late to make a change and do something that you feel that will be meaningful with your career path and educational path. So Brother Mark did it. You can do it too. So uh, Sister Tia, how about you? What got you into the healthcare field?
I have always, when I was like starting in middle school, I believe, we would take these like career aptitude tests, I think is what they were called. And I took multiple, and always like one of the top choices or top like results for me was always like nursing or healthcare. So since middle school, I had wanted to be a nurse. I am not a nurse right now, just as a disclaimer, but I was a CNA, so a certified nursing assistant, a few years back, and I did that for a few years. So I did get the experience, and I did love it. I miss all the patients that and the residents, because I used to work at nursing homes. So there was a lot of residents that I would see for years and care for them. And it was just a really, like, kind of what Brother Mark said, like, you get to care for someone, you get to see and everything, who you're caring for, and it's a really fulfilling job, fulfilling, responsibility. So that's, I always wanted to help people. That was always the empath in me, I suppose. And yeah, I had fun during that time.
I have a similar pathway. I also made like a change when I was going to school. Also, at first, I wanted to go in and be a X-ray technician. Very competitive field, very hard to get into. Things didn't work out the way I wanted them to, so I made a change in direction and started to major in psychology. And I found it very interesting learning about the human mind and behaviors. And now I work in the healthcare field, but in the field of psychology. So I do counseling for the clients that I work with, and it's a different type of care, not nursing particularly, but it's just feeling that that you're being useful to someone, I guess, and helping someone out in their healthcare journey is it's a big plus. So it's kind of nice having us here in the discussion today. We are all part of the healthcare field in many different ways. Brother Mark, would you say there was a particular person, or what was it that inspired you to actually push forward and be a part of the healthcare field?
Yeah, that's a great question, Brother Marlon. So I think I can really attribute that to my parents, my mother in particular, because she was actually a nurse for a very long time. Even before I was born, she was a nurse. Throughout raising me, she was a nurse. So I certainly looked up to her as far as my decision to go into healthcare, because she, as my mother, she was also genuinely empathetic to me, but she showed that same empathy to her patients as well when she worked in the hospital as a nurse. And so I think that served as an inspiration to me that there is a lot that I could do with my learning and my knowledge to be able to benefit others just the way that she had done the same as a nurse. So I certainly would attribute that largely to my mother, who also works in healthcare.
I have the same inspiration. Actually, my mom, she worked 30 years uh, in the same hospital that I work in right now, working with mental health patients. So it was through her that I was able to be introduced to this field, and yeah, that also served as my inspiration to work with the people that I'm working with right now. So yay! We love our mothers. They inspire us in many different ways, even if we may not realize it. So so happy to hear that too, that we have that similarity. Um, okay, so going into the healthcare field, many different things can happen, especially with all the different people that are put under our care. Sister Tia, I'll throw this one to you. What would you say was one of the most meaningful moments that you experienced in the healthcare field?
I think it was just being able to see the reaction of the residents, like, because when I was at a nursing home, there was always two sides. There was the residents that are there long term, and then there's the ones that are in the rehabilitation. So they were only there for a short time. They had an accident, they just needed physical therapy and whatnot. But the residents, when I would care for them, and I would see them on a daily basis, week after week, month after month, and seeing the positivity for some. Whenever I would walk in the room, there was one in particular I remember, and every time I walked in the room, he would say my name. He's like, Tia, and I was like, oh, it always warmed my heart, because it made me feel like I was actually making a difference in their stay there, because it can get lonely, and I understand that, because especially those that don't have family and whatnot. So seeing the impact that I was able to have in caring for them, it really, yeah, it just made me feel fulfilled in that aspect.
I see you have a little special guest back there behind you. Is a cute little cat. I'm a cat person myself, so it's nice to see that. But yeah, that's a great experience that you shared there. Brother Mark, do you have anything similar, or do you have any other meaningful moments that you may have had while in the healthcare field?
Yeah, actually, I have a lot of, kind of great similar stories too. But I think one that comes to mind that I often kind of look back on was actually an interaction I had with a patient's daughter even before I had become a pharmacist. I was actually still working at CVS as just a pharmacy technician, or a pharmacy intern rather, because I was in pharmacy school at the time. There was a woman who was picking up some diabetes medications for her mother, and her mother had just become recently diagnosed with diabetes. Unfortunately, sometimes or often doctors don't have enough time in the exam rooms to be able to explain everything to their patients. They have to really focus on the heavy hitting stuff, and then kind of move on to their next patient. So unfortunately, this patient and her daughter didn't really get all the important information regarding her diagnosis, regarding her diabetes medications. So I spent about, I think, 5 to 10 minutes speaking to this patient's daughter about some really important information regarding the medications that she was picking up, regarding her mother's diagnosis, kind of explaining all of the key aspects of diabetes. And this woman was just very thankful and really grateful that I took the time, especially since I was working at CVS and it can get really crazy at CVS's. If you've ever walked into one, it gets kind of wild looking at the back. But this woman really was truly grateful that I was able to spend time to help her understand her mother's medications and provide a lot of the information that unfortunately she wasn't able to get during the doctor's appointment, because those can be very short. But that was a very rewarding and fulfilling experience, and I often think about that moment even now.
That's an awesome story. Just a quick word of we're not sponsored by CVS in any way. But yeah, it can be so overwhelming, especially dealing with medical issues. You hear all the diagnoses and all the, the big words, and it's hard to understand, and it comes in like a huge wave all at one time. So you're overwhelmed with this information, and you're just trying to take care of your loved ones, or trying to take care of yourself, and just having that that guidance, uh trying to get that help to get you through that. It makes a difference for a lot of people, just to have a pathway or like a tunnel that can help them throughout their healthcare journey. How about you, Sister Tia? Is there I know sometimes it can be, there's a lot of things that can happen in the healthcare field that could be surprising, maybe sometimes unexpected. What is something unexpected that you learned uh, while being a part of the healthcare field?
There everything, honestly. Because learning about it, going to school, when I was going to school to become a CNA, learning about something is different than actually being in the field, and actually working with patients directly, working with families directly. And maybe one of the things, I don't know if it's necessarily that I learned unexpectedly, or it's just I experienced that I didn't expect to happen so often, is the fact that there was one resident I had in particular that he was really young. Because you think of nursing homes and you think of very, up there, they're very old. But he was really young. He was only in his 40s and he was a resident there. So he was there long term. And I was like, I think it's just learning their experience and what brought them there, because he just had a really bad accident, when he was younger. I think he was in his 20s. And he just, I guess he didn't have any family to care for him. So that's why he went into the nursing home that I was at. And it was, yeah, just learning of their experiences and realizing, I suppose, that it's not just for old people. You know what I mean? Like, he was only in his 40s and he had been there for years already. So yeah, knowing that everyone, like, a lot of different backgrounds and a lot of different stories, and learning about their stories, and everything, I think that's kind of, I suppose, in a sense, was unexpected for me.
I feel like a similar unexpectedness in my field also. They have that saying, don't judge a book by their cover. I've dealt with a lot of clients that suffer from different mental illnesses, such as like schizophrenia, bipolar. Some of these clients that I speak to, sometimes they have like those delusions or hallucinations, and you think they're not completely there when you're talking to them, but then all of a sudden they do things that surprise you, like I thought one patient that I was working with, I thought, oh, he's not capable of doing, certain things. Then all of a sudden, he goes on the piano and he starts playing the most beautiful music you've ever heard, and it just surprised you. Or you open up with someone that you're counseling, and uh, you see them open up their journal or their notebook, and they show you like beautiful artworks that they've drawn while they've been spending their time healing in the hospital. And you instead of just like labels that you have on people, you just realize that everyone is just a human being. They all have different backstories, and uh, we're just there for a short moment in their life to take care of them, uh, you know, care for them in the healthcare field. And that's one of, it's very unexpected that you end up having those connections with the people that you work with, but also very rewarding to be able to help people that might be struggling at a certain point in their life. Uh, okay, so discussion is going good. We're almost at the end of our topic today, so let's end with Brother Mark. Uh, what advice do you have for families that are going through medical challenges?
Yeah, that's a great question, Brother Marlon. So I think the best advice I can offer regarding that is really just to place your trust in God regarding any sort of medical or health concerns. Always pray, ask God to take care of us, to take care of our health. Seek out the deacons, oil anointing if we're feeling unwell. But also to trust that God will utilize everyone involved in your care as instruments in taking care of you. So, certainly as much as we place our trust in God, trust that He's also utilizing healthcare providers as instruments in taking care of us. And, always praying anointing of oil. I think that's the best kind of advice that I could offer regarding that, Brother Mark.
Thank you so much, Brother Mark. That is very sound advice. I'm glad that you shared that. Yeah, God works in many different ways. And when he's trying to help you, don't ignore our Almighty God. I had the blessing through my wife to be checked out. You saw in previous episodes of our program that I am a survivor of a heart issue. And our Almighty God used my wife to make me go to the hospital to get checked. Otherwise, I would have ignored it and things could have been worse. So, yes, God works in many ways. And always put your trust in him, like what Brother Mark said. And, he's the best doctor. He will take care of us if we seek him out first. Okay, so that felt very good to talk about. We have our next segment, From the Needle. Okay, so I'm the correspondent for today. So I'll be talking about some of our past activities that we had here in the Washington State District, or District of Washington State. On February 15th, the scan had a grand eyeball at Shoreline Chapel. Wow, okay, so I missed that. That sounds very grand. I'll have to catch the next one. But I'll be sure not to miss these future activities. On February 22nd at 5 p.m., they'll have the CBI Friendship Day at Seattle Chapel at the Function Hall. So those of you seeking long-lasting friendships, don't miss the Friendship Day at the Seattle Chapel. Good chance to make friends at that activity. Also on February 22nd at 6 p.m., we have a district baptism at the Seattle Chapel in the main sanctuary. So after you make friends, come join us at the district baptism, and you can make friends with the ones that got baptized too. It's two for the price of one in terms of friendship. So don't miss out on all those future activities. Wow, that's already tomorrow. So mark your calendar so that you'll be reminded of those activities that are coming up. Okay, with that said, for next week's program, we'll still be continuing with the field of healthcare. So if you enjoyed today's program, don't miss out. We have more in store for next week, and we'll have a lot more to discuss. So don't miss out on all the fun there. So to be sure that you're here, able to tune in, make sure that you join us through these many different ways that you can tune in. First off would be our YouTube channel. I see a lot of comments here. I'll try to read those before we end the program today. For those of you that are listening over the internet, you can reach our YouTube channel by typing in INCRadio DZEM 954. While you're there, don't forget to subscribe. Those of you that are on YouTube or listening through the radio, you could also catch our program at INCRadio.org. So if you'd like to tune in or spread the word, we'd be more than happy if you did that. Okay, so before we go, let's check out some of these comments that we have here before we go. We have one from Brother... It's hard to read these names. I'm sorry. Brother Anthony, I believe, from hashtag Linwood says, hello to everyone. So happy to have Kaabe and Mami Guada back from the Philippines. Okay, welcome back to the state of Washington. Sister Shiena says, happy watching po to all the brethren from around the world. Greetings from Amogis Family Local Congregation of Tacoma. Oh no, I'm sorry if I butchered the name there. We have one from Brother Noel. Happy viewing to all po District of Washington State. Hashtag Federal Way. Thank you po for viewing today. We have one from the Bay Area in California. Hello po, happy watching from the Bay Area, California. Sister Rusheline, thank you for tuning in today. We have from Sister Jovi from the local congregation of Olympia. She says, happy birthday po, Brother Felix. Happy birthday po. Hope you have a very happy birthday today po. And Brother Relly, Rivera, thank you for tuning in. He says, happy Saturday and happy viewing to all from hashtag Everett. Okay, and one more here from Brother Mervin Marcos, hashtag Federal Way. And he gives a shout out to all who works in the healthcare field. Oh, and one more from Sister Noni Sarmiento, hashtag Covington, watching for INC Radio Seattle, Washington. God works in many different ways. Heart emoji. So thank you so much for everyone that viewed in today. Before we go, we want to say a very special thank you to Brother Eduardo Manalo, our Executive Minister, Brother Angelo Manalo, our Deputy Executive Minister, Brother Ramil Regino, our District Minister, Brother Relly Rivera, our Assistant District Minister, Brother Roger Manzanilla, our CFO Overseer, Brother Wally Tarai, our Station Manager, Brother Edwin A., our Overseeing Minister, Brother Manly Andaya, our Executive Producer, the listeners, thank you so much. I'm sorry, Paul. And from Ever Growing Evergreen, we say keep growing and stay rooted. Thank you, Paul, for viewing today. We love you all, Paul.
This is INC Radio, DCEM 954, the voice of truth, the official radio station of the Church of Christ, or